We're back here in Nigeria, where the Senate says it will probe recent remarks made by the Minister of Defense, Mohammed Badaru, who described the Parliament's resolution to hold a national security summit as unnecessary. This comes as the Senate passed the remaining tax bills. TVC News On reports.
The Nigerian Senate appears to be irritated with what it calls derogatory and dismissive remarks targeted at its resolutions.
And not allow any form of negative attitude or deliberate shenanigan, which in most parts are politically motivated rather than being in overriding public interest, to distract us.
Top on the list is the Minister of Defense, Mohammed Badaru, whose recent comments described the Senate's call for a national security summit as unnecessary. This has triggered a move by the upper chamber to investigate the minister's utterance.
I can now understand why some of the security summits in the past did not go any far. Because if the Honorable Minister in charge of Defense himself would even think it was not necessary for us as elected representatives of the people to want to hold this summit, then I'm concerned.
Presiding over Thursday's session, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, didn't hold back. He fired back at political opponents, saying he has no plans to step down.
I wouldn't have answered you, but for the fact that you said those who would have asked you to step down. Who told you I was going to step down?
Senator Akpabio took a jab at the 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate, Peter Obi, challenging him to show leadership by resolving internal disputes within his party, rather than criticizing the Tinubu administration and always seeking to use any platform to demarket Nigeria. Senator Akpabio said this during a valedictory session in honor of the elder statesman and PANDEF leader, the late Pa Edward Clark.
For a man who wants to run Nigeria, you have one of the smallest parties in Nigeria, and you cannot even resolve the crisis in that Labour Party. Is it the crisis of Boko Haram that you will come and resolve in Nigeria?
In another legislative stride, the Senate has passed all of President Tinubu's remaining tax bills, marking a major step in the administration's economic reform agenda. The tax reforms aim to close revenue gaps, boost fiscal sustainability, and reposition the economy. But a window remains open for amendments at the next plenary or during the harmonization with the House of Representatives. A harmonization committee chaired by Senator Abdullahi Yahaya has already been constituted. Wrapping up the day's business, the Senate reaffirmed its commitment to constitutional and electoral reforms, vowing not to be distracted by political noise or personal attacks. With the spotlight now shifting to the defense minister's comments, all eyes will be on how the Senate navigates yet another issue with the potential to fracture an existing cordial relationship with the executive. TVC News.